Do you really want to spend half of your prime years chasing women? There's a reason why this doesn't work anymore. The world has changed. We live in a time where showing true intention doesn't get you the girl. Instead, it leads to you losing your respect. So what do these high-value men do to find their type and live a fulfilled life? It's one mystery that most men can't solve. But here's the deal. It's not impossible to get a woman. And after watching this video, you'll know exactly what to do to succeed in life and love. Number 9. Start with being a monster. In this modern world, everyone tells you to become meek and bid goodbye to your competitive spirit. We're here to tell you otherwise. Listen, you need to embrace your inner monster because it's a game changer. If you take a moment to observe all these high-value men, you'll see that they exude an unmistakable potential for chaos. And that's exactly what you should be harboring within yourself. Why? Because if you don't unleash your inner savage, you'll never learn the art of control. Staying harmless only gets you so far. To be ready for anything that life throws your way, you should have self-assurance that you have the strength to fight it. That self-assurance only comes through cultivating assertiveness and dominance within yourself. You don't need to keep it on red alert all the time. However, you should stride through life as if you don't need anyone but yourself. That's the secret to developing an aura that draws women in. Remember, someone who can't assert themselves when needed is destined to become prey for those who can. So tap on your inner lion and keep your head high at all times. Number 8. Don't run after her. Constantly chasing after a girl is a habit that's nothing but a buzzkill. Do you value your self-worth? Do you believe in yourself? Then don't fall into the trap of running after women. It dents your self-worth. The thing is, as humans, we're hardwired to chase after stuff that we don't have. And once we get it, it starts losing its appeal. It becomes exactly like a toy you played with too much as a kid. Now apply this to women. When you're always at their beck and call, they start avoiding you and shutting you out. Sounds familiar, right? This happens because you're handing out your attention for free. They're not making any efforts for it, and instead, your relentless efforts are chipping away at your self-respect. And the harsh reality is a man with no self-respect and self-worth becomes a perpetual hunter. You don't want to be a dog chasing after a car you can never catch up with. Switch up your act. Avoid staying glued to her side 24/7, and you'll see a noticeable difference. This time, she'll be driven crazy for you. Number 7. Create your own happiness. All high-value men have one thing in common. They know how to create their own happiness. A sinkhole that every arrogant person falls into is that they make their world revolve around one single girl. They hand over all their control to her, and suddenly, neither their happiness nor their emotions are in control. That's a mistake you're not going to make. The truth is, you should never let your happiness hinge on someone else. No one is the only route to your happiness. In fact, you should be able to find happiness anywhere you go. And if you can't, create it yourself. Trust us, this sets you apart from every man ever. You're no longer the guy who is desperately trying to fill an empty void with a girl. You're the guy who is content with his own company, and everything else is just a bonus. Number 6. Give smart compliments. Now, in the realm of impressing women, you can start with compliments. Women appreciate them. However, you need to learn the art of it first. For starters, you don't want to shower her with compliments. You're not operating a fire hydrant filled with compliments. That just screams desperation. What you should do instead is try to go beyond the surface. Women are tired of hearing about their looks. They hear stuff about it from everyone else. You need to stand out, and in order to do that, you need to dig deeper. Compliment her on things that have substance, things that really matter. Tell her you admire her sense of determination or the vibe she brings to the room. And do you want a secret move? Don't make it obvious. Slip these compliments into your conversation casually. When it comes to compliments, depth beats quantity every day. Number 5. Keep your values on display. We live in a world that's filled with men who have no sense of purpose. In fact, they don't even know what it means to stand tall and have ambition for something. Every man you encounter is just drifting through life, devoid of any self-respect. And the worst part? They're fine with it. It's sad because every single guy knows how to improve himself, but only a few can do it. The rest? They just choose regret over discipline. You need to flip that. It's you against the world, and you need to have discipline to face it head-on regardless of what day it is. This way, you will never act out of desperation. Think about it. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't value yourself, how can you expect a woman to do so? And even if you somehow manage to find someone who wants to be with you, trust us, she won't stick around for long. It's a harsh thing to say, but you need to hear it. Start shifting your focus. When you start chasing your dreams and putting yourself as your number one priority, you'll be surprised at how naturally women gravitate towards you. Number 4. Make psychology your best friend. Whenever someone tells you to ignore all women, and they'll come running to you, take that advice and throw it out the window. If that were the case, then all the introverts and shy men would have women running around them. What you need to know is how to play the psychology game, and we'll tell you how to do that exactly. So how do you make her start chasing you instead of the other way around? Well, there's a treasure trove of psychological tricks you can use to grab her attention without breaking a sweat. However, there's only one thing you need to know. You see, when you're talking to them, slip in as many honest facts as you can. Be straightforward and blunt. Don't put up a facade of a nice guy. How does this help? By doing this, your first impression is of a guy who never spins tall tales. You become the guy who only speaks the truth, and this tactic will make them drop their guard unintentionally. You get a much better chance of impressing her. Did you see how psychology can be your best wingman if you play your cards right? Number 3. Don't pick sides. Okay, here's another truth that most men tend to ignore. When you're into a girl, your infatuation with her conceals all her faults. That's why at the start, all you see is the good stuff about her. You're just seeing an idealized version of a woman you like because your brain doesn't want to find any flaws. The problem with this is that it's a setup. You're going to get in trouble down the road. What you need to do is reassess your goals. You don't want to just get a girl. You want to keep her too. And the only way to make anything work long-term is to make sure you are genuinely compatible with her. Instead of daydreaming in a bubble of infatuation, stay neutral and let your mind assess the possibility of a real human connection. We know this approach stings, but trust us, it's one move that'll pay off big time in the long run. Number 2. Stay cautious. Let's give you sane advice that no one else will give because they're too busy taking your money. These workshops and programs that advertise themselves as the savior of masculinity are false. They dish out one-size-fits-all advice that's as genuine as a counterfeit dollar bill. You don't want to get dragged down this rabbit hole of negativity. So when you're on a journey to self-improvement or trying to get the ladies to chase you, remember this: listen to your gut and stay grounded in logic. We're all cut from different cloth. We've all got eyes, but do we all see the same way? Nope. So trust your instincts and forge your path. Number 1. Embrace abundant mindset. The world is full of people. Do you know what that means? There are enough women in the world for you to find the right one. You need to feed this into your mind and embrace this abundance mindset. It will change your perspective. When you put one girl on a pedestal and think she's the be-all and end-all, you're handing over control of your heart and emotions. You don't want to get stuck in this delusion that this girl you're seeing is the only one meant for you. If you do this, you're going to end up stagnant in life. You'll not be able to function like a normal human being because, as much as we don't want to face the truth, we all need love and connection with the opposite gender. However, when you embrace this mindset that there are plenty of women in the world for you, you're going to walk through life confidently. You're not going to get bogged down just because it didn't work out with this one girl. You're not going to chase her. Instead, you'll learn from your failures, keep your self-worth intact, and move on. Found this video helpful? Hit that like button and stay tuned for more.